Hello. Can you believe it? You're looking at Discord right now. And we're not playing a game. We're coding. I used to do these coding streams quite often. I think early 2022. So we're doing that again. Mostly because of the fact that I wanted to stream earlier today, but I couldn't because I was out. So I got back late and I was like, I gotta take a shower and everything. But I'm on a roll with everyone votes right now, so might as well try that out, right? We'll see. We'll fuck around and find out. So, this is what we're doing. Typically, so when I did the coding streams, I only ever just had like, I think I literally played lo-fi off of a YouTube playlist. And that's what I'm gonna be kind of doing now, but I actually do have music controls just in case there's any tense moments during this fucking stream, you know? This terrifying coding stream. I mean, get a load of this. Oh my god, jump scare. But let's take a look, see at what we got so far, because typically before I start like actually coding, especially if it's been a while, I want to see how stuff is working right now. So right now I'm doing, I just booted up the bot, you can see. I'm doing just everyone votes config at the moment. So the idea behind that is that the current config looks like this, but it's like really cramped and it's like everything's like really confusing because free response, you can't do these things separately. You can only send free responses and that's it, or pin them, but you can't say have them ping a role or have them send at a different time. So that's the idea behind actually doing the new config. So looking at the new config, let's take a look. It actually doesn't work yet. Okay, so something broke before I even started the stream. So this is the default error message that you would get if something ever errored with the bot. Hopefully that never usually happens, and I don't think it happens that often, but this is what happens. So we're gonna be doing some coding. Can you believe it? Great part of programming is how the API changes every 2 to 3 months. Yeah. So while we might be doing something that, you know, becomes redundant in a couple months from now, we'll fuck around. We'll do what we can. Let's actually look at what the error was. Firstly, let me see. Does terminal work? Holy shit, that's a big terminal. Fuck. let me size that down a little bit. Just a teensy weensy bit. It's fucking taking up the entire screen. Hold on. Oh god. Oh, there we go. Okay, keep that aspect ratio, please. There we go. We'll stick that like right down there or something. Or well, no, let's stick that right there. Nice and cozy right there. There we go. So what was the error? So cannot read properties of undefined. That's like the fucking that. So I've actually grown as like a coder quite a lot since I started coding, or like properly coding a couple years ago. And oh my god, this is like the JavaScript error. If you do TypeScript, this is never an error, but JavaScript isn't an error. Yeah, I prefer reading my command prompt as like a gigantic little sliver. I wonder if I resize it here, like the actual window, will it change? Oh, it kind of does. It only changes in one direction though. Interesting. You can see I'm actually trying to pull it on the left side. Okay. I'm trying to get the hang of this coding stream again, because I actually used to have a thing where I could literally like drag around my windows and it'd actually show up on OBS, because we're not actually capturing the actual screen. We're just capturing two different programs, Visual Studio Code and then the terminal, which is why my mouse just kind of pops into places and they don't actually show up properly. But yeah, let's actually look into what's going on here though. So the idea is the config menu is now, instead of this, the old config is this. you know, obviously if you just take a look at it, it'll make sense. You know, it's just it's simple algebra here. You know, it is actually pretty damn simple. I am thinking of rewriting it in TypeScript. Absolutely. I'm just waiting for a reason to do so. Like, I'm waiting for discord.js to have another major update, and then I'll rewrite it. Because I don't want to rewrite it and then have to rewrite it again. And I know discord.js is actually planning a TypeScript rewrite as well. So I'm trying to plan it with that. But right now we're stuck with JavaScript. I've been actually doing the website coding in TypeScript. And that's been pretty all right. I mean, there's hiccups because I don't know how TypeScript worked. I'm very new to it, but much nicer because you get compile errors rather than running the fucking bot and being like, oh, that doesn't actually exist, or like it not even knowing what current setting is. Like, what is current setting? Well, current setting will be a number, but it doesn't know that, so you always have to look at documentation. It's like, oh, great. But what's that error again? Let's let me look at this. The error was reading properties of undefined, reading length, config setting builder 18, line 18 in config setting builder. So config setting builder, line 18, so module.settings does not exist. Interesting. It doesn't exist because, again, this is a very simple mistake that I could easily make. Module doesn't exist because it's this dot module. Oof. That's how they get you. These tiny little things. This dot module dot blah 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 blah. Let's try running the bot again. So one cool thing I like about the bot is I made this little startup thing that kind of tells me what's going on. Just to see, like, if it does ever error, it'll tell me when it is and how long things are taking. For kind of like a reference, the actual bot takes like 45 seconds to boot up, and that's just because it's in 3,000 servers. But when it's in one server, hey, it just readies in 300 seconds. It's pretty, or 600 seconds. Pretty damn nice. But yeah, I don't know why I added this. It just is nice to have. I kind of just add it to any bot that I make now, like even like commission bots. I just have it because it's nice looking text. But let's check if everything works now. It is literally just going to be a guess and check as per usual, but you know, let's see. It does work. Cool. So what are we looking at now? So we have the Discord wide poll thing, and I believe that should still be completely functional. So everything's still here. It actually still has my old config stuff that I set. So result style actually does work right now. If I change that, it does change. I could save the changes. It doesn't error. So that's working well. It's working well. So I'm pretty sure everything here works. So right now we're working on actually getting the other modules here. So if we go back, we have free response, and this is what I've been working on. So free response are disabled right now. Now, one thing I noticed, and which I think will still be true, is it'll say it's disabled. However, if we go into it, it'll say that there is actually a channel. It's saying it's the same exact channel as the Discord wide polls. And that's not true. That is completely false. It's lying to us. So if we pull up the database real quick, let's fact check it real quick. Here's the database. So if we pull up the database, the server data, I wish it was kind of easier to like not have to scroll right, but that's all we have to do. The Discord poll channel ID is indeed this, but the free response channel ID is null. So the weird thing that's happening is that we're having an issue where the menu text is fine, but the setting text is not. And I have an idea of why that is. I've come in here with a little hunch, you know? So we'll take a look at the code and try to figure it out. So what I believe might be happening is if we go to config modules, the way the free response module is it's literally just a clone of the Discord wide pull module. Now you would think that then it would be, okay, that's a simple fix then. You probably just forgot to do a set emoji or whatever, a set setting. But I didn't. I most certainly didn't. I think what's happening, let me also just double confirm. So the kind of structure that this thing's going on right now, config setting builder has menu text, which is what shows up on the actual menu. And then it has setting text, which shows up in the setting page itself. And then it has extra buttons if it needs it. And then it has the select menu on the setting page itself. And it also has get value. And that just gets the setting value in the server data and whatnot. Yeah, that's what I was getting to. So deep cloning objects. That is what we're doing right now. We are doing a deep clone using the clone repository on GitHub, or the npm package manager. I did try a decent few deep cloners. I actually tried 3 in total, I believe, and they didn't work, but this one did. So I was like, yo, it works. But I think what's happening is that the issue is right now is that our channel ID setting is not getting like the correct setting thing. So you'll see we didn't actually set the the setting text, but we do set it in here. So again, this is a deep copy, so it's just gonna have the same exact stuff. I'm just overwriting things so I don't have to redo it myself. I might have to redo it, but we're trying to get around having to repeat a bunch of code, because it will be basically the same exact config menu with just a teensy bit of changes. But it does have a setting text, and it's literally just setting.getValue, the channel, or disabled. And set menu text is kind of the same. But I believe because we're not overriding the function, I think the function itself is a reference. Is there a way we could do it without clone? Yeah, I mean, we could literally copy paste the pull module in its entirety and then just set them all from scratch. But that's kind of the other way would be to like make my own cloning function sort of thing. But yeah, again, it's painful. If we have to, we will. But I'm trying to make it so I could just reference the Discord-wide poll thing and then just take what I need from it. So, for example, like I don't need the result style for free responses because it doesn't have one. So I just made a delete function and it just deletes it. Role ID. Most of the settings, I literally just change some of the wording, so I insert free response into the wording. But otherwise, it's like fine. But yeah, right now the setting text is incorrect. So what we're gonna try is we're going to try to just copy and paste the setting text, have the exact same thing, which it should already be, you know, the exact same thing, but we're gonna have to set it yet again, and we'll see what actually happens then. Because, yeah, like we're thinking, what I think is happening is that the setting function still somehow has a reference to the Discord poll value for some reason, instead of actually the free response value. So I'm wondering if we save that and we restart the bot, if it will actually just work now. So let's take a look. If we go to config, might be the function is somehow getting bound to the previous class instead of the new one. Yeah, but the thing is, the function, I feel like they do actually transfer over in some sort of way, but I do think they are somehow bound in a way. Because now if we override it, still disabled, Now it's disabled. It's the same exact function, but now it's disabled. So I do think that this function is like some sort of weird reference, because that's not supposed to happen. And even, look, even the placeholder text, that's actually a separate function as well. That is still dev poll commands, which is a Discord-wide poll thing, but the free response shouldn't have that. So I think the deep cloning is fucking with the functions, which is very, very annoying. So I would really much like that the functions refer to themselves rather than to the previous class that was being cloned from, but, you know, it's fine. But let's just try it out. If I do actually set it to dev poll commands, what happens? It just straight up doesn't work. Okay. So I do believe if I actually save the changes, it errors. Okay. I anticipated so. So what is the actual error? String violation, free response channel ID cannot be an array or an object. It's trying to save a array somehow, for some reason. And what is all this? I think I left a console.log while I was developing it before. I was actually just printing what the... I was trying to see if the deep clone actually worked. And it did, because I saw the functions were going through, all that sort of stuff, config module builder. But the weird thing about the function, after it's deep cloned, is that... I don't know if it'll show, but this is a config module builder, right? But if we take a look at the actual cloned object... Is this the same object? Let me see. I don't actually know where this is getting printed. Maybe I don't even print the clone anymore. But what was interesting is that it didn't say it was a config module builder anymore. Even though it is, it just said it was a basic object. Which, I don't know if that means anything. It kind of, sort of seems like it might, but JavaScript doesn't even really care about types anyway, so, you know, could just be JavaScript just forgetting. But let's take a look at where those actually are. So, yeah, it's been a while since you brushed up on making a Discord bot, but is there a way to save the poll module as a vanilla JavaScript object instead of an instantiated class, and then use discord.js to build the actual Discord display? Later. As a vanilla JavaScript object. So it is a vanilla, well, it's not a vanilla, it's a class, but that's technically an object, right? Kind of like how you do it with embeds. Yeah. So I mean, what the builders actually are, they are their own objects for the most part. They don't interact with the discord.js stuff whatsoever. It's just the config command itself creating the embeds that you interact with. So, like the main embed uses an embed builder, which is a Discord thing, and then it ends up sending it through Discord through the interaction.reply thing. But yeah, all of this is just trying to be organized. These are basically vanilla JavaScript objects, as far as I'm aware. Again, I am a little new to like object-oriented stuff, but because especially in JavaScript, I've never touched it in JavaScript. TypeScript, just Java, yeah, not here, but trying my darndest. But yeah, I don't know if the deep clone's gonna work with this. Because the functions themselves, the setting builder, so they just set the select menu. And the way the actual function setting works is that it takes the setting, it takes the context, and then it returns the new function, and then it sets whatever it needs to if it needs to. So that's what's happening with the setting text. And I guess it's still referencing what it was before. So what I wanted to try was going up here, going to where my poll channel is, going to the setting text, and just console.log setting.getValue. I want to see what's returning, because it's seeming like regardless of the, deep copy, or, regardless of what object it actually is now, it's still returning the same thing. Specifically with the module. Maybe I have to reset the module somehow, because the way it gets the value is that it takes the database key, and the database key is created from this.module.database prefix. The reason why we're getting the Discord poll channel is because that's what we're updating here. Because the actual database key is the exact same, but the prefix is different. The database prefix for the Discord wide polls is just Discord poll, and then for free response it's just free response. So it might be the case that this .module is not updating somehow. Maybe because it's a circular reference, it doesn't know how to handle that, and we just need to set it ourselves. Which is actually not too bad of a thing. We literally just have to... we literally just make a set module function, and then we call it whenever we have to deep clone something. But I'm not sure if that's the case, because it might just be a case with every single function, so we'll see. But let's console.log the setting.getValue, and then let's also console.log the module, setting.module.name, maybe? Yeah, let's do the name, just so we don't have to print the entire thing. Setting.module.name. So, let me also just double check if anything else is printing right now. No. Okay, so this should be the only two things that print. So let's try running this again and see what actually ends up printing out. So there's our little thing. Wow. Let's try /config. Something is still printing out. Why is it still printing the module? Must have forgotten it somewhere. Maybe it's in config. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, let me actually update that off screen real quick. And let me refresh this. Okay. Now /config shouldn't print anything. Okay. And if we go to Discord wide poll, we don't get any menu text, but we should get the two prints here. So we got the channel ID and we got the name of the module. And that is a correct value. But if we go back and we go to free response and we go in here, we don't get anything. Oh, it's because I overrode it. That's why I overrode it. We shouldn't override it yet, because we're trying to test if it will break doing that. So let's comment out the actual setting text. Is this the correct one? Yeah. Let's comment that out for the time being, and then refresh this. And we go back to Discord. Config. And free response, and this. Discord wide poll. So, it's referencing the wrong module. So, let's make a set module function, see if that helps, I guess. That might be the only thing that's broken. That might be everything that's broken. Who knows? We shall fuck around and find out. So we need a set module function, or we need it to be done automatically with deep clone, which I wish it would, but I guess not. So do we have to do this with every setting? What would be the easiest way? The easiest way would to actually have the deep clone function go through all of the settings and just like call the actual function there. Or like call a function to say, oh, the module, set module to the free response module, you know. But I don't know if that's super easily possible. We might have to make it a config module thing and then make like a set settings modules sort of thing. Gonna be jank as hell, but gotta do what we gotta do, I guess. And it might not even work at all, but let's try it. So let's set setting modules. It does sound jank because you can you have to do it only with deep copied ones, and then it's like, well, that's like, oh god, why? But we're still, it's still a lot more convenient than having to copy and paste the entire thing, so we might as well. If only I could edit the deep clone. Actually, well, yeah, actually, so let's actually make our own deep clone method. So let's just use, because I don't want to do this. Let's just not use it like that. Let's do let's just make a clone method here. Clone. I know, avoid repeating code. I mean, I didn't care about that before. You can see my pages are almost exactly the same, just with different descriptions on the side. But let's scooch that away. Just squash that there. Let's make a clone function in the module builder itself that will just literally do the deep clone for us. So let's try that. So instead of deep cloning here, we'll steal that. We'll throw it over here. So in clone, we will deep clone itself. Let clone equal, I guess. And then to the clone, perfect place to put a switch statement. Hey, nah, those are too. I've never actually used a switch statement. I'll be completely honest. I never learned about it. You know, like ternary operators. I only learned about 2 years ago because, of course, I didn't like learn JavaScript through a class. I literally just learned it by looking stuff up. So ternary classes, those were like my magnum opus. Like, holy crap, I go wild with these ternary operators and plurals. Like, it's pretty wild. I wonder if there's a quick example I could show. I don't know if there is. There probably is in one of these things here where I do a S. Yeah, here it is. Our. If value is not equal to 1, then add an S. Otherwise, add empty. Boom. Easy plural. It's beautiful. I love them. Anyways, we were going to clone it and then set the clone settings. So for let setting of clone.settings, that is a lot of T's in the setting. Setting dot. I guess we should make a set module because I've never directly put an equal sign. So let's do that. Let's do good old set module. Literally just copy paste all this jank stuff that's just copy and paste. This dot module equals module. Wow, can you believe it? All right. Save that. Setting dot set module to clone. Right? I believe so. And then return this. So now, hopefully, what we can do is we could just, instead of calling deep clone here, we just do Discord pull module dot clone. And that should be it. Let's hope. Let's hope and pray. Let's see. Imagine this fixes all of our woes. That would be beautiful. That'd be absolutely awesome, but I am not I'm not hopeful. Because deep cloning is, again, very jank. But if it does work, hey, I'll take it. Let's see. Let's do this. I have music on standby. We're hoping. Come on. All right. This is going to be the fucking most crazy coding stream. It didn't work. It did not work. It absolutely did not work. It's broken. It's completely broken. Everything's broken. Oh, it's ruined. I've ruined everything. I expected as such. But I'm wondering why the deep clone didn't work. Because it did properly deep clone it. I think maybe I just made a simple mistake somewhere. Deep clone this. Like, what's going on here? Dot clone. Why would this not like us? Let clone equals. And then returns. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm dumb. Yeah, so that's why. As I said, simple mistakes. You have to return the clone. If you're cloning it, you don't return the previous thing. That'd be dumb. So now is the time that it should work, right? Right? Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Did I refresh it? I don't think I did. Okay. Here we go. Pressing enter. Okay. Now we go into free response. All right. We go into here. Fuck. Damn it. Didn't work. We were close. We were close. So we're reverted back to what it was, it seems. It is the Discord-wide poll. Mighty unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. So why might that be? I'm still actually pretty... I feel like we can get this clone function to work. I feel like it's possible. I'm just not entirely sure. So the clone, it deep clones. That's what worked. But set module is not working. However, do we still have the print? We do. We did still have the print, and it did still print the old module? This is the old module. So is set module, did I just not made that correct? How much effort would it be to test without cloning? It would, so we're not really testing, per se. Hello, Delta. We're not really testing things, per se. We're actually just making it work. Because I know it will work. So I could literally copy and paste this entire thing. And it will, if I just put it right under it, it will just work. It will just have two Discord-wide poll things. We're trying to make the free response one. And that is guaranteed to work as well. But we're trying to make it so we don't have to copy so much code from up here, because the Discord-wide poll is how many lines is this? 11 to 194. That is 180-ish lines. 183 lines. So it's not too big of a deal. But again, it'd be really nice if we could get it to work. I'm confident. I'm confident we could do it, though. I feel like it's very doable. So set module. Wait, did I actually? Yeah, this is correct, right? Clone, deep clone, set module to clone. I think that's correct. Believe so. You would die coding. You tried. Yeah, it takes some getting used to for sure. But yeah, I mean it's one of those things. You know, you just gotta practice it. Like I would die drawing. I've tried as well. Drawing, hell no. Coding, yeah, that works. Works for me. You gotta do like what you will get the most out of, you know? Like with me coding, because I like to min-max the computer, like with the YouTube playlist like I play right now. I don't want to manually download those, so I had to code my own thing to manually download and sync and remove stuff from them and normalize the audio and shit. But you switched out for your major, the coding class. Damn. Yeah. I mean, you gotta do it, you know? I know that typically the Python classes aren't like too bad, but you do still have to be in like the mentality to actually figure it out. I don't know why set module is not working. Clone is this, which is a module. It's making me very, very sad. But setting of clone settings. Clone.settings. Console.log setting. Let's just do that. Let's see. Let's do a little testing. So if I off screen run the command again, if I run config, it cloned it because we clone it before actually getting to that section. So you can have a function that performs a set of operations that are shared between the two classes and then call it on both objects. Functions that performs a set of operations that are shared between the two classes and then call it on both objects. C++ for microcontrollers? Oh, Lord. Yeah, I'm not too sure what you mean. A function that performs operations that are shared on both classes. So, like, if both classes had a set module function, well, but then again, they wouldn't. I don't know. I feel like this is the best. I'll still try to figure this out, but if you're able to word it better, maybe your idea might be like the way to go. Oh yeah, it did print the actual settings here. Let's take a look-see at this. So, setting builder. We got a bunch of setting builders because it printed out what, like 7 settings, I believe. Now what is the module that it's referencing? Module builder, Discord wide poll. Still referencing the Discord wide poll module. Huh. Let me just make sure. So set module, this dot module equals module. Sounds about right to me. Sounds about correct. And then I swear in module, I also do that as well. For let settings of settings, when I set the settings, I just go through each one of them and I add the interaction, the server data, and the module as context. Setting.module equals this. Deep clone this. And then the clone. So the clone hasn't gotten any new values. They haven't been set yet. It's literally just a clone of the same object. So there isn't actually necessarily anything wrong with it still saying Discord wide poll because it hasn't been set here. So this actually doesn't tell us fucking anything. We would have to test it in the actual module itself. So if we go back to, say, the menu text maybe, and we console.log setting.module, and then let me just remove the other console.logs here. Let me get rid of those. Boom. Okay. So we're just gonna see what the module is whenever the menu text is shown. Oh, but then again, this is one of the sections that are working, aren't they? Because I overwrite the setting, so I have to put this in up here. Or I'd have to put it in set setting text, actually. Which I think was literally what I already had, but no matter. Let's do that. Let's try that out. Let's see what happens. So if we do a little bit of config again, We go to free response. We should get, or wait, no, it's in settings. And then we should get a print. There we go. What is it printing? It's printing a module for sure, but it's still Discord wide pull. Yeah, it's definitely the incorrect module. Config module builder. Yeah, it's printing the Discord pull module instead of the free response one that we need. So that is why we still have this lie. This lie here. And then just to double check, yeah, Discord wide pull channel. Same exact thing. Yeah. Same stuff. Damn. So go back. We're gonna have to still go to it. What is the end goal for this bot? Well, the end goal is just making the config a bit better because the bot is already out. If you go to cicadia.dev/ev, you can invite the main bot. This is the development bot, obviously, and it is a polling bot, and that is what you see in the daily poll here. So it sends a daily poll that you could vote on. Do I eat the crust of pizza? Yeah, I usually do. I already voted. I could change the vote, all that stuff. But yeah, that's this bot. And then it tallies the results, all that sort of stuff. So I'm trying to make it so it's more customizable. That's why we're doing config right now. But free response just does not want to cooperate. It does not want to cooperate with us. So we're going back to code, I guess. So set setting text. I'm fumbling over my words now. Setting text, not set settings. Do I allow links? I think I might be able. So let me see. I don't. I know Automod will get mad at you. There's a way to allow it. I just have to figure it out. Let's see. I swear, I think there's a permit command. Let me see. How many underscores is that? 2? Okay, cool. That works. I guess it doesn't work. It does not work. You can, I don't know if you're in the Discord, you could send it there, or you can whisper it to me, and that will work. I think that's an Automod thing, getting mad. Oh, that's a M, not an N. Oh, I mean, oops. Yeah, typo. Can't easily. Can I at you? I think? Maybe? I think that works a little better. There we go. I think it's an Automod thing. I think it's the built-in Twitch Automod that doesn't like it. So, yeah, that's mighty unfortunate. Surprise. This is not lo-fi. Some non-lo-fi songs get just stuck in here because this is typically the default playlist that gets saved to, so unfortunate. I will check my whispers if you're able to send it to me though, or Discord. Regardless, still trying to do this goddamn stuff. You'll whisper it, okay. Setting.module is the incorrect module, and that is being run over on here as well. I feel like the functions might just totally not work at all. Like they copy, but they don't change the references. And the bad thing is, I think the reference that it has, because the way you set it, I think it still has this reference. So when you set a select menu, it sets the function to this, a function of this, or at least having this context, and then return the new function with the setting. I feel like that's what's kind of screwed up. Let's see. Okay, I got the whisper. Oh, you put it in a gist too? Okay. A gist or a gist? Probably a gist. So you are suggesting, let me actually just copy paste it. You are suggesting, stick it like right here. Something like that, I guess. There we go. So let's take a look-see here. So set up 2 separate classes that have nothing shared in between them, yeah. And then this function calls such sets all of the functions necessary that are unchanged between the classes. All the functions necessary that are unchanged between the classes, 1 and 2. Function, set up classes, and then you call them for both. Shared function, and then you call a function that's unique. So the idea is these are like completely separate. So the module, while it does have pretty similar stuff, it does have a name, description, emoji, and page, and interaction and server data. Those are all like the same stuff. It doesn't, none of the functions are the same. Get menu text, actually that is the same, huh? Get menu text? Yeah, that's one that's the same, but everything else isn't. So I feel like there isn't too much of a reason to do so because, again, that is another thing to manage. I feel like it should just be on the role of the module itself to make sure its settings have the correct references in them. Well, I mean, ideally the clone function does that, but yeah, there isn't much shared between them because they are a page versus a setting. So if they're separate, then why is it being cloned? So the module is being cloned. Or wait, sorry. Oh wait, I totally misread it. So you're wanting to clone the module builder itself. Yeah, these will just be cloned by proxy, but the module builder is the one being cloned. Where did I put that? Where did I put the comment? Did I put it in setting builder? There it is. And so they would have shared functions, yeah. They would all be the same, but I'm not too sure why. I think I get what you mean. I think I get what you mean. Yeah, it would be less useful, but I get what you mean. I think you're proposing that I make the Discord-wide poll module, then I clone it, and then... Yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't make too much sense to do that, because then technically I could just say, what would I do? I could just copy and paste and set the things myself, you know. I mean, that's what we are trying to do with the deep clone. We're just trying to make it so we don't have to like reset page 1, because we know it's going to be on page 1. I don't actually set it down here, but it does end up on page 1. But yeah, a lot of the stuff also changes, and it's all the functions that change. Like the anything that says like Discord-wide polls, those all change because they get changed to free response and whatnot, and they say different stuff. My room smells like grass now because I have a fan blowing in the window. I don't know why it smells so much like grass in my room now. Maybe the sprinklers are on or something out there. It smells really strange in my room now because it's just cool air, I think. I mean, it's still like 80 degrees in my room because we're not running AC, but that's definitely like sprinkler water. just a status update on my room smell right now. It smells like sprinkler water. Which I actually didn't realize had a distinct smell to it, but now that I think about it, yeah, it does have a distinct smell. Weird. Because that is most certainly sprinkler water. But anyways, off topic. Yeah, I don't know. We might just have to brute force it. Because cloning... It's weird why set module doesn't work. It's almost as if set module doesn't have like an actual reference of it. Or, I mean, okay, let's... console.log... Well, again, that doesn't really tell us much because the clone will have the same exact stuff at this point in time. So if we instead did like clone.setName, something very, very obvious, and then we console.log clone. And then we try to console.log the setting.module. We'll see if they have the same name, because ideally they would have the same name. This is gonna be a fucking disaster to look through. Console.log. Actually, let me just do it before. Let me add some new lines. Because it prints a lot. These modules, they ain't small. That should work. Yeah, I will leave that for now. So let's try running it again. Let's see what we get printed out. So /config. And it should just print out immediately because it clones it on the command run. So here's what we got. We got settings and we got the new name. So this setting does have the new name in it, which is interesting. It is properly having the reference. That's basically all I wanted to test. Because if I scroll up far enough, I probably won't even bother. Because goddamn, it's all fucking same stuff. I don't even know if I passed through a command thing. I already did. Like, I think I got the idea though. So it is kind of working. Circular module, like this. This is good. Circular. Yes, it is circular. Don't reference a different thing. Reference the parent, right? This is all just setting builders. This is the name of the module builder. Yeah, so it is strange why it doesn't work. I mean, that's the gist of coding in general. It's like, strange why this does not work. So I could deduce that this is properly working in a sense, I guess. It does have the correct module. It is clone for sure. And then it returns the clone. And then once we get the clone back, we start setting the names and stuff on them. And all that works. I think it's just like the functions themselves don't work. Because they only work once I overwrite them when I do set option buttons. So what might be happening? So hold on. Setting. So the way it sets it, it gets the context. I have a feeling that this context in regards to the set function stuff is still on the context before the deep copy. I think that might be what's going on here. I mean, that's probably most definitely what's going on here. It's just a matter of how the fuck do you fix that? I do not know. I mean, the way you do fix that is by setting it again, because it will recorrect its context. It will reset the context here. But that requires us to reset all of the functions ourselves. So the way to get around that is we would just do this for each function in the setting, which is even more jank, but it would technically work, I think. But then you would also need to know, okay, which one is actually like a function? Like in this case, like these are functions, but they don't need this context. I mean, I guess they could. Then you'd have to redo all the functions. God. It's certainly a painful thought to bear with. Like, oh, let's just remake every single function. We already deep copied it, but let's copy it again, but only the functions. It's like, why couldn't the deep copy just do this? Fuck. And then the other thing is that the horrible thing about this is this runs every time /config is called. It's not run once on startup. It's called every time /config is called because it needs the interaction and server data. And then from there, that's the context. That could probably also be worked around, but right now that's the case that we're dealing with right now. It isn't too bad. That isn't too big of a performance issue, but I feel like it definitely could be. I just wanted to get it to work, but I don't know. Do we pursue that, or do we just hard code it at this point? Because I don't even know how I would do that. Because with the setting, I would have to iterate through all of its properties, and I'd have to reset every property that's a function to use its own context. Like, and I don't even know if that would work because it might already be overwritten, because it'll basically be like a nested this thing. It would be like this, but double, you know? Maybe. I don't know if that might... I don't know if this is actually what would happen, but I feel like this is what's going to happen, and it's going to be correct here. But then maybe not there. It's like, oh, God, dude. Oh, extremely painful. All just to clone some gosh darn functions. I just want some independent functions, man. I don't want it to be doing all this stuff. Yeah. I might have to give in. We might have to make it from scratch. Which isn't even really coding. What exactly would be duplicated if you copy-pasted it? So... a good bit... well, not a good bit. There would be a decent few, like 1/3, yeah, about 1/3 of the lines would probably be saved if we were able to get the cloning to work. Or maybe even a half. But yeah, the copy and pasting is only to resolve, like, page will be the same. And then there's stuff like the select menu will be the exact same. The option buttons will be the exact same. Typically, for all of these, the select menu and option menu text stuff is going to be the exact same. And because they're exact same and they function the exact same way, I don't want them to be in two different spots, because then I have to edit both of the spots, and it's kind of like painful to do that. Because if I ever wanted to change, say, something, then I'd have to scroll down, find it down here, copy paste it there, scroll down some more, go to server polls, copy paste it there, because there will be at minimum 3 of these. There will be 3. So config setting builder. Like, there isn't an easy way. Like, you would like copy paste the function, because it's a function that we're passing in. If it was just a normal like parameter, it'd be a lot easier, but it's a function, and it has to be a function because it interacts with the server data. Like, even here, it actually interacts with the guild stuff. It had to get the channel name. So you can make it a parameter. Can I, though? Can I? I don't believe so, because it has to be run every time, because it will be different for every single thing, and it will also update. And that's why like get select menu will be called every time you go into that menu, because it might change. Like how it works right now. Is it still running? No, it's not. Let me run it again. Because if you go into here, you go to Discord wide poll, and you change send time to 2, it'll rerun the get menu text, and it'll update to the new text. And then it'll rerun the get setting text, it'll update to the new text, and it'll rerun the select menu text, and it'll get to the new text. And then you can set it again, and it'll change it again. So that, it does have to change every single time. So that's why I don't think it could be a parameter, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a way that you could have a changing parameter without having to hard code it in. I don't think there's an easy way to do that, though. I think this is like the way we have to do that. But free response. Oh, it actually just errors now. Or does it? No, it didn't error. It just took a minute. Weird. Yeah, it's still Discord poll. Just double checking, just in case anything changed while we were not changing any code. Yeah, still trying to wrap your head. Yeah. It's a dynamically updating menu. The way it's basically the same way the current config works. It's just in a more concise manner, because the way the current config works is that they have all these pages, but there's a bunch of variables in them, and it's literally in a while true loop. So for each interaction, it goes through here, it creates all of these things if, you know, if it's on the certain page. And then it waits for the interaction here. And then it responds to the interaction. And then if it hasn't returned, it'll go back and it will change with the new stuff. And that's actually kind of what's happening with this as well. It is also a while true loop, right? I believe it is. Yeah, this is a while true loop. And it only breaks out when, you know, you hit exit or no responses registered. So, yeah. It has to update every time it goes through this loop. I do kind of like how it is structured, though. Because the way it does work is that this is the code that's running the entire thing. All of this is just setting what it's going to look like, you know? I mean, it is a lot of functions, to be fair. There's a lot of code in here, but yeah. But yeah, I guess we gotta... I really want to fix this issue. I really just want to clone this damn thing. I just want to get these functions to do their gosh diggity darndest, but they won't. So setting.set module, while I think that might be working, I think every single function within this function still references the older version of itself, simply because settings are set like this. So it will just be a function, but it's going to be in the context of the old thing, I guess. I don't know. I feel like there's a very good way to do this that we're just not thinking of, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm not an expert. So what we could do... I mean, this is a fun challenge, though. So if we go the route of just copy-pasting and changing what we need to change, I won't actually be coding anything for like the next 45 minutes. The next 45 minutes will just be me copy-pasting like what the text kind of looked like over here for the most part. Because that's what I did here, but I didn't have to copy-paste all the other stuff. Yeah, darn. Set menu text. It only works now because... There's gotta be a way. There has to be a way. I feel like for each setting, fucking for... I actually don't know how to iterate all of objects, like, I don't know, would object.keys work? Would that be legal? I guess it would be. Would that return functions? I'm not entirely sure. Like something like this, object.keys for let parameter of all the keys in setting if the setting dot, or like setting parameter type of equals function. Like, you gotta, you feel what I'm saying? If I fuck around and find out like this, if it equals a function and I do, it's gonna be so jank. I don't know if this will work. We'll see. I don't even know if this for loop will work, but I'll see. Setting parameter, embrace the jank. Woo, yeah. Setting parameter dot, or actually no, just setting parameter equals this? No, but then this would be in the module. Or would it? No, it'd have to be in the setting thing. That was so bad. Oh, this is so bad. Oh man, I'm feeling real fucking. I'm feeling like a real troglodyte doing this, or not troglodyte. That would imply stupidity. I feel like a. I don't know. It don't feel right, but I'll try. Setting parameter equals. Oh lord. Oh, it pains me. It'd be sort of like this, except it would have the Lord. Okay, so hear me out. Set context, new function. And it's just like this, right? Just like this, and it'll just return. Just return this. Set context. Maybe. Worst that could happen is that it looks like it works, but then there's a small edge case and it's impossible to debug. Yeah. And a few daemons, but it's fine. New function, return new function, this. Right. Oh, I feel dirty. Says a coder. This is like the... Oh man, I've never felt this strange doing a fucking coding thing, but here we are. Set context. Setting parameter. Oh, you gotta love how JavaScript gives you zero like insight into what you're actually coding. It's just saying, hey, there's no syntax errors. So for each parameter, for each like key in settings, if the key returns a function, then set the function to be set the context of the original function. Perfect. All right. It's so bad. It's so bad. All right. Well, we're pulling up terminal now. Oh boy, I'm feeling good about this one. I'm feeling real good about this one. Oh, I mean, so that code actually already ran. Okay, it didn't work, but it ran with no errors, which is a little concerning. Let's print some functions, I guess. I don't know if this is working or not. I don't know if the parameters. So let's see. Console.log parameter. That should be a string, and then we'll console.log setting parameter. Let's see if this is actually running anything. Off screen, I'll call, or actually, yeah, I'll call config. All right, so it does work. We got interaction, blah, 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 blah. It actually does work. Holy shit. So yeah, it notices that all these aren't functions, but it gets to get select menu. And yeah, it did create a new function. And it created some more anonymous functions. So it did hypothetically overwrite each function with a new function, technically. Now that is working right now, but that is something happening. Wait. So set context. You think there's just a way to do this normally in JavaScript? It probably is. I mean, it's JavaScript though. I'm not sure. A way to just do this normally. I don't know how normal you could get. Set context. Like, so are you saying set context of function JavaScript? If I were to look that up, maybe there's something there. They run in a specific context, and using the this keyword, we have access to it. Yeah, so I mean, that's what's doing that, like that. That's just learnjs.org. Do you know about bind? I've seen that. Actually, yeah, I think I saw that during my search for a deep cloning function. .bind this. So would it be .bind? Functions bind. Okay. An object to which this keyword, or an object to which the this keyword can refer inside the new function. For a given function, creates a bound function that has the same body as the original. The this object of the bound function is associated with the specified object and has the specified initial parameters. You want to ensure that this is set to the new object instead of the old object to bind the function to whatever the new this is. Yes, we don't actually need to do this. So we would just have to do setting parameter bind setting. Little something. Maybe that would work. Set context is not being used anymore. Let me just comment that out. All right. Let's see. That seems like it would work. .bind. Okay. All right. Didn't error. Okay. Fuck. Nah, damn it. So it's still printing. The Discord wide poll. God Damn it, why is it still printing that? Maybe I'm not binding the correct stuff. Maybe I have to bind the overall... Shit, but I mean, the deep copy should already have done that. That's the concerning thing. Binding. Also, the other thing I hate about JavaScript, so I could type it in, but now when I hover over it, now it just won't even tell me what it is. It just says any. Great, thanks JavaScript. I appreciate it. So we bound it to itself. I wonder if maybe setting all of these. Maybe this shouldn't be like this. Maybe this is like making it broken in some way. So maybe this dot get setting text return, like, I don't know, dot bind this, I guess. This keyword can refer inside the new function. Object to which this keyword can refer inside the new function. So this wouldn't have to be passed in anymore. Let's see. Let's see what will happen if we do this. Lots of this. Let's do this. So setting text new function dot bind this. That might be the way to go. That might be what's breaking it. So get setting text. It won't have a parameter anymore. It would just be this get value. But that would be up here. So we're only changing the setting text here. Oh, we're gonna have to change a decent bit. We'd have to change like every occurrence of setting period to this period. Setting to this. I mean, we only need to do it for hopefully setting text, but all of them are using that, so it's a little concerning. Hard to test. Little hard to test, but I could actually just just in case it does error, let me just comment out like every other thing except this one, and then set setting text. We won't have anything there, and we're instead just going to be doing this dot module, this dot get value. And then maybe it works. Maybe. Let me make sure that's still there. There we go. Yeah. I can hope. I could hope. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Let's see how that works. Discord /config. Error. Okay. Yes. Error. This dot get value is not a function. This doesn't exist. It's weird. I don't know how you're supposed to use bind then. Because I'm pretty sure I did try this. It's like, well, this doesn't exist. I did get this error before. But the bind is supposed to get rid of that. It's erroring config modules 54. It's erroring because it expects that there's a this already, even though I'm trying to set a function. So is there a way to refer to this in the function, but not mean this, but the function is being passed to this? Because that's why I was passing in itself as a parameter because I wasn't able to get the actual this variable in there. Bind supposedly should work for that. But do not know. It won't really matter if I do something like this, I don't believe. Anonymous function. This is a named function technically, I think, but I think it'll be the exact same thing. Let me just see. Let me just see a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, let me look into it a little bit. Let me look into an example of JavaScript bind function. JavaScript bind. Let's take a look-see. Let's also see if the web browser works, question mark? Yeah, that should work. Web browser. Opera. Function prototype bind. Okay, here we go. So this is the bind function. Bind method creates an... Oh god, I need water. I don't know why my throat just got suddenly dry. Okay, took some water. The bind function creates a new function that when called has its this keyword set to the provide value with a given sequence of arguments preceding any provided when the new function is called. So you got a module. This is actually literally module. I mean, this is the same wording actually. So it has a function and it returns this.x and it's the module of this.x. The unbound get x console.log. This function gets invoked at a global scope undefined. Interesting. Not 100%, but you could pass in whatever to bind, and the function will now run in that context. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's trying to run it before the fact. Because what's happening here is it's erroring here because this doesn't exist yet. Because it's not bound yet. Because that bind function is not called until it's cloned. Or wait. No, it's called where did I put it again? It's called when you it was set one of these, yeah. Set setting text. So dot set setting text calls bind on this function that I just passed in. However, in this global context, it doesn't have this. So it's like not being nice. In summary, very, very much not nice. So this doesn't exist here. Even though it will exist, even though it will exist when it's supposedly ran. But it don't. It don't. Or actually, does it? 70. Setting builder 70. Yeah, it's like it calls this first. Before it binds it. Is that legal? Is that allowed? I don't know if that's allowed. Just gonna sit here and listen. Hey, I mean, it is. It is. These are chill streams. Oh god, my throat's getting dry for some reason. These are chill streams. You don't have to understand what's going on, but try to explain it as best as possible, because it is. You are, as I usually say during these coding streams, you are looking at a wall of text. A lot of wall of text, because I used to do these coding streams on a 1080p monitor. Now I actually have a quite bigger monitor, so Everything's actually smaller than it used to be, quite a bit smaller. And yeah, even I not even be able to read the text. You're not missing much, I'll tell you that much. You ain't missing much if you're reading the text on the screen. But you know, you can stick around, you could actually see like if and when it'll actually work in here, you know. If it won't, just error. Because this is the fun part, actually running in Discord. But what was I looking at? I was looking at this. I was wondering if this is legal, because maybe because I did this, I'm accidentally calling the function, which I think that's literally what happens. So maybe, well, actually, well, let's look at the document again. That's how they do it here, right? Unbound get x dot bind, yeah, and that is get x dot bind. So I was accidentally calling it. That's why it was happening. Okay, so we just fixed that. So what exactly is new function? New function is the function that we passed in. New function is this. So this needs this context. It's really confusing. That's the word this, but this needs this context, but it doesn't know what this is because this needs to be passed into this, you know. It's quite simple, really. Anyways, I feel like this should hopefully work, because it shouldn't be called now, because I think I was accidentally calling it. So if I run it again, let's see if it errors. It doesn't. It doesn't error. Okay. If we go into setting text, oh, it does error there. Okay. This .get value is not a function. Okay, so it errored when it got to that point. So this .get value is not a function. So this is probably undefined, I assume. I would assume. Maybe I'm passing in the wrong this, but I'm pretty sure I'm passing in the right one. Let's take a look-see. So if we go to where it's happening, it binds this. Oh my god, there's so many fucking thises. Oh my god. How many this is in here? 39 this. Nice. Anyways, new function dot bind this, and then return this, and this, that, and oh my god. So it errors. So let's console.log this. Let's see if it actually is. There's too many thises. I know, exactly. A plural this is thises. This is. Let's put a console.log. Actually, there already is one in there. This dot module. Oh, it printed undefined. This dot module did not exist. Does this exist at all? Let's find out. So you're saying the this you're trying to bind to the function doesn't exist. That's what we're gonna test right now. We'll see. It does certainly exist, but maybe it doesn't exist later down the line for whatever fucking reason. I don't know. So let's take a look-see. It will error again. What the? Whoa, okay. So this context is completely wrong. This, okay, so hear me out. This is this. So this is an object in and of itself, the config modules, and it just has the get modules function. So this is this. However, we want this to be this. We want it to be this, not this. You understand me, right? So it's, I don't know why it's being bound like that. This is wrong. Yeah, no. This is wrong. This is this is correct, but not being passed to this. Okay? you feel me? You pick up my drift? Yeah. Also, hello, Cuddle. I appreciate you for stopping by. So let's just have a sanity check. Console.log this. This is confusing. I know. This is not confusing, but this in general is confusing. It's so fucked. There's 39 thises in the thing. So let's just see what it prints out. So it's printing out the setting builder. Yes, that is correct. That is the correct this. That is indeed the correct this. But then when it gets down to actually calling the function, it does not output the correct this. It outputs this context for some reason. So maybe I'm just gonna try again. Maybe this is overriding it, because what I learned online before is that this will take this context. So maybe it has to be an unnamed function. Let's see. So we just have a function here. You know, hopefully, maybe that'll work. Because maybe I think it might be overriding. It's like it's a nested this. It's a this in this. You know? Yeah. It's like no point in explaining it. This, slash config. Still the correct this, yeah. Please work. Wait, is this correct? Wait, what is this? Wait a second. So, okay, sanity check. What's the this you're trying to get? Which this? I want this, okay? I just want this. Okay, I'm trying to get... I don't know if that was a joke question. I'm trying to get the this context of the setting builder so that it has the correct module in it. It is printing the correct this. It is actually printing the correct this now. It's printing the setting builder right here. And if we look a little further into the setting builder, I believe, at least I'm hoping, it should be the the pull channel setting. However, this is still Discord wide pull. So, and that's the module. Module is still, for some reason, under Discord wide pull. So we have the correct context now. So we spent, what, 30 minutes trying to get the correct context in this thing? I think we have the correct context now, but now get value is not returning the correct value. It's correct. It's returning the incorrect value because I believe this dot module is now, well, we literally saw this dot module is the previous module when it should in fact be the free response module instead. So it should have basically what we're looking for. We're looking for the name to be free response because we did change that. So yeah, that's why that's there. So setting that parameter to bind. I wonder if this is even necessary. Bind setting. There's so many binds. Nice to be here. You gotta get some shut-eye. All right, you have a good night. Appreciate you for stopping by. I'm doing some late night coding too, just because. To be fair, I wanted to get a streaming because I work all weekend, so I'm like, but it's too late to start Minecraft right now, and it'll probably get hot as hell in my room. So I'm doing some coding. I might be a little productive. But yeah, we're binding... God, I'm completely getting lost here, too. I mean, I'm starting to get confused at what's being binded to what. So all the functions are being rebinded when we clone the thing. Is that necessary? I don't know. I'd assume the deep clone would have done that, but maybe it doesn't. But then we also set the module to be the clone. So that should be correct, but it isn't. So the module of each setting seems to be incorrect. Right? I believe so. Because if we look at the error here, well, I mean, it didn't error, but the fact is that it has the wrong module. It is the correct... Actually, no, it is not the correct setting. Wait a second. Wait, if we look at Discord, wait. Okay, I think these are correct because I overwrite them with the function themselves. But the setting text is what we're looking at. So that's why it looked correct. It is actually the incorrect context. Oh, no. It's the incorrect this. It's not this, it's that this. So what it has right now, if we look back at this, this is simple, yeah. if we look back at this, it has this. This is what it has. When we want it to have the new this, we want it to have a completely separate this. But it does not. For whatever reason. Like, we even set the name and everything, but in the actual thing here, it's not changed here. Yeah, I know. I don't know why it insists on having the old version of it. So the context is still in the context of this setting builder right here. Even though we bind it when we set it. This is so painful. Wait. Oh, I'm getting even more confused. Hold on. So, all right. So if we go back, I think I might have timed that out. Let me rerun it then. Let me go into free response again. So it's already printed, right? Let me make sure I'm scrolled down. If we go into here, okay, this is what prints right here. This is the, or not, no, that's not the set setting text. This is the get setting text, which is here. Or wait. This is so confusing. I know, it's extremely confusing. Set setting text. No, that changes the get setting text. I know what I'm doing, trust me. So which one's printing? This is printing. Right? Set setting text. Yeah, so set setting text is only ever called one time, and that's when the entire thing is created. So the first print was that, and then the second prints were the these sort of things, the parameter stuff. And then the third print is the setting builder. And it printed that because it's now... Or wait, no, I totally screwed that up. No, it's actually printing the get setting text, which is this function because it gets passed into that. It gets saved into get setting text. So that's where this is coming from. I mean, I could make this more obvious. I could just literally... Let's just double check. This. Okay? Now we'll know. Now we'll know which one it is. Let's see. So if I do config... So I don't think it was called yet. We do free response. we should, if we scroll all the way up, we should see this. Okay, so that is the correct one. Okay, double check. We're print debugging right now. It's the only debugging that I know. So it's just the completely incorrect one. Because, again, if we look at the name is the poll channel, and this is for Discord-wide polls, even though it's supposed to now be, because we went through the free response section of it, which is this part, which is the clone. It should have overwritten that with free response channel here. So, what do now? What do? I don't know what do. So, we're already doing two things to try to counteract this, but it's not working. The first thing that we do is during the actual clone itself, we go through each setting, we set the module manually, and then we get the parameters, and then we make sure the functions are bound to their correct context. Now, I don't know if that's entirely necessary, because I feel like, because if we do, we have console.logged the clone before, and that is all correct. It's just, the function is just referring to the wrong thing still. So I feel like this might be unnecessary. Let me just let's just try something real quick. So console.log the setting dot module dot name, and we'll see if it actually needs to be set. Because if it's already the free response module, then this is completely redundant. It is already like properly cloned. So let's try that out. I'm just going to run it off screen because I believe it should just run automatically. Said Discord wide poll. So that is, but then I forgot because because it actually hasn't been changed yet. God damn it. So this actually does, again, I already went through this. This doesn't tell us anything because the clone actually hasn't changed any of its values yet. So it's hard to tell. The only way to tell is if I were just directly return the clone. And at that point, it's just where we started. I mean, I'll just see how that runs. I mean, we're still kind of where we started right now, where it's just the incorrect value being displayed here. It did print the setting builder. Don't know why. It is indeed still incorrect. Okay. I see. Indeed. I very much see that. All right. Let's actually exit that. Like how it yelled this. But yeah, if I again check this, it'll say poll channel, Discord wide polls. Yuck. Don't want that. So yeah, I'm pretty stumped. We might have to resort to just the copy and paste. Because none of this stuff's working. We're just trying to get the context of these gosh darn functions here to be the correct thing. More specifically, just the setting text function, because the menu text does work. That was overwritten here, but only because we had to change the text. I don't want to have to overwrite every function. That's why we're doing this. I want to be able to reuse the function, but in a different context. But it keeps reusing the function in the same context because it just doesn't like me. It just really does not like me. So yeah, it's passing in the incorrect this. So I'm going to take like one last look at this thoroughly to try to figure what the fuck's going on here, but might have to throw in the towel with this one. So, setting text, new function, console.log this. So we do print initially the correct setting. Or wait. No, we don't, because this is actually just called from Discord wide thing itself. So this is not actually this is literally in the setting text rather than the actual function itself that gets called in get setting text. So this is actually fine. And then this is what this context is that's being passed into it. And this is when we go down the free response menu path. And then this is incorrect because the module is still Discord wide pull when it has changed by that point. So, setting console.log this, new function.bind this. And it's strange because the bind is actually working. I believe if I were to remove that bind, I believe it would just straight up error. Let me just double check off screen. No, it actually doesn't. Oh god, it doesn't? Oh no. Does it error? So that isn't necessary? Although actually it probably will error when I actually open up the setting text. No? I am so confused. It's working now? I removed the bind. This is correct. This is what we're looking at. This is correct. We go back. Hold on. Let's go back. Hold up. We're going to Discord wide pull. This is correct as well. Is it working now? I'm not entirely sure, but this is the closest we've got it to working, and I literally just undid a fucking thing that we were doing. I don't even know, man. I don't even know. All right. Huh. So, let's thoroughly test what's actually going on here. So, is it working? I'm not entirely sure because it seems that Discord wide pull configuration has lost its oh wait, it's because I commented it out. I'm dumb. Yeah, I commented it out, so it actually is working there. Free response. That's all correct. So, if I set this to dev pull commands, doesn't set. If we go back there, okay, it's not set. Interesting. Okay. So we have a different problem, but this is much easier to work with because Discord wide pull and free response is now independent of each other. That's what the past, how many hours I've been streaming? Almost 2? That's what we've been trying to do the past 2 hours. Make free response and Discord wide pull independent of each other, despite the fact that they are, free response is a clone of Discord wide pull. Now we've gotten that, but we have a saving issue. So, I think our next course of action, just to make sure everything still works, is I believe we should transfer over all the functions. So we should uncomment all this stuff. I believe, let's Set menu text. Is it really this simple? So if I go into setting, and instead of doing this, I just do equals new function for all of these. We're gonna fuck around and find out a little bit. So if we do a little bit of this, a little bit of this. This has been used in the stream a little too much at this point. But if we try something like this, new function dot set custom ID. I don't know if this necessarily will work. Hold on. Let me just make sure. The get select menu thing wouldn't work because I need to actually call the function. If I can't manually set the custom ID equals new function. We'll just leave that BNet for now. We'll just see how the other ones work. So to get these ones working, we just have to find every occurrence of the word setting, which is a lot, and replace it with this. So let's go through 113 occurrences. Holy fuck. All right. So set select menu, we're gonna leave B for now though. So set option buttons. Oh, even then though, it's actually a little manual because setting text is actually just a function like this. So we're gonna have to manually do this a little bit. But hopefully this shouldn't take too long to do. I'm just gonna replace all of these, not the select menus, but I'm gonna replace all of these functions to not have a parameter. And then we're going to try and pass this into them and see if they're correct. Because in Discord, this is incorrect still. Technically. So we're gonna try and see, well, actually that actually won't fix because we didn't actually change that. We're actually avoiding the select menu at this point in time. But we'll see if everything else works if we change it to this sort of format that the setting text has. So here's hoping. Let's see if this is all worth it. So settings, and then I'll uncomment all these as well. Setting text, boom. I think that looks fine. Okay, and then now we have to replace the setting with this. So start from the top, I guess. Oh, God. So that would need to be replaced. That does that. Not that. There was an easier way to just replace all these setting occurrences, but not really. I have to just manually look if the function doesn't have anything in it, then it's going to be a this. Like that one does have the setting stuff in it. These do not. And I have to also make sure it doesn't get turned into get this text. Let's setting. So this is part of the tedious process that I didn't want to do, but it's refactoring the code a little bit. It's a lot better than having to copy and paste the entire thing and just writing out a bunch of stuff. Because again, that's what we could do, but we don't want to do that because we're smart coders. I mean, we did kind of make progress by just making a mistake and just running with the mistake, but it's fine. It's fine. It was planned, all right? That was entirely and wholly planned. Everything before was just acting, all right? I'm just a really good actor. So, let's change all of these setting texts. Still going. This, I think we're almost towards the end, though. Now we're in a free response module, so we are almost there. Setting. Oh, this even has this. And boom. These are the last two. Do I need them down here? Yes, I do. Boom, boom. That's all of them, I think. Let's see. So, now we get to run it again. We get to go to Discord, and we'll see if it errors. It did not. If we go to Discord wide poll, everything is back. Everything is working. Let's check. Okay, Discord wide poll is working. That's good. That's good. Can I disable it? Yes. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Can I re-enable it? Let me make sure. Yes. Cool. Now we go back. That's all working now. That's still working. It's all still good. Free response. Can't read probably. Okay, so I probably missed this somewhere. That's the thing that we're looking out for. Config module 226. We probably missed a setting. 226. Line 226. Oh. Yeah, I actually did, because I actually forgot to make this a... Oh my god. I don't even know what I copy-pasted. I think I selected part of the command prompt and it automatically copied it. I forgot to change these to not accept any parameters anymore. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything else. No, I think it's just these. So these just have to turn into this. These turn into this, and that turns into that, this and that, and boom. Okay. Cool. Let's try it again. So, free response. All right. Free response channel. All right. Select menu still is not functioning. That's fine. That's expected. Dev pull commands. Okay. So, we have everything technically working. Everything sort of works right now. Right now, the only issue we're having is the select menu needs to be sort of fixed. And we need to figure out why it's not changing the value. Because what it might actually be doing, let me fuck around and find out. If I just set this to pull commands, and I go back, and I go to Discord wide poll, it is actually not. Okay, so one of my hunches was that maybe it was overriding the Discord wide server data, but it isn't. So it's just kind of getting eaten up for some reason. And that is a much, much simpler problem to solve than what we've been doing the past 2 hours. So how might we look into this? So first off, we need to check the setting itself. So when we get the, let's see, where should we look into actually first? So we're changing the channel ID here. The reason why you can't see these ones, by the way, is config, the function itself, will not show any other options if the first option is in a quote-unquote disabled state. So that's why we can't see the other ones, but those should be functioning still, because those didn't error. Well, they actually might still error, but I'm not entirely sure, because the functions weren't actually called, but they should work. They should. But the function here, if this .get value, disable free response. Let's make sure channel ID, database prefix is free response. So when we get the menu text, because this is just the function that we have to override anyways, let's just check. Let's just check what setting .get database value is. Let's just see. Because if it is correct, it should be free response underscore channel ID. But it's not changing any values, so what I'm thinking is maybe the database value is incorrect in some sort of way, shape, or form. So let's see what it prints when we actually open the menu. So /config, and go into here, it should print. It just errors. Get database value is not a function. It's because I had to use this. I was using setting, I need to use this. This and that, and this and that. All right. Now we try. Now we should get a print. No. Still not a function. Okay. All right. What's going on here? Set menu text. Does set menu text have any sort of value? Any which way? This .get value? Because what could be happening is if this is null, which would also be if it's undefined, it will just show as disabled. So we might still have the same exact problem. It just sort of looked like it was working, but it doesn't. Hopefully that's not the case though. So let's console.log this. What is this? We're double checking this once again. Did I use function on purpose? Yes, because when it was the arrow function, I believe it stole the context of the config modules thing. That's what happened there. So when I changed it over, then it became the correct thing because I don't know, I guess it stole it for some reason. It's really weird. Arrow functions don't have their own context. Yeah, I don't know why it was doing that. It might have just been like I changed something and maybe I thought that was the fix for it. But let me see again. Did I, what am I even testing? Did I refresh the bot? I don't know if I did. Let me just rerun it again. /config. What is this? This is correct. Holy shit. So it is correct. So what we're expecting here is the free response channel. That's like what the setting is. That's what we're actually printing. And then the module that the setting is a parent of, or a child of, is the free response. And this is all correct. This is all the correct database prefix and everything. Now, why does it not have the get database key? Is my question. Interaction, that's fine. I wonder why it doesn't have that function. Get select menu, get option buttons, get menu text, get setting text. Where the hell did get database key go? where is my good old get database key? Because these are the ones that we do have. Get select menu and all that, right? Get setting text, menu text, option buttons. But I don't see get value or get database key here. Or delete. Which is strange. Why would those go bye-bye? Why would those disappear out of thin air? Not too sure. We did actually get the context working though. This is, from looking at this, we have fixed the context issue. Definitely. For sure. I still have to fix it for the select menu. That's going to be a little more advanced, but we have definitely fixed it now. However, for some reason, some functions are missing. You better not jinx it. We have fixed it, And if I could point my finger at you, which I am, I'm pointing at the screen right now. We fixed it, all right? I don't have a webcam. I don't have a VTuber avatar. No, we fixed it. But why would the functions disappear? They better not come back up. I swear to God, if this context issue comes back up again, I'm going to just throw this thing out the window. Where are these functions? So, yeah, it's strange. So the only functions that are missing are the ones that have been set before. That have been set before. Because, if you notice, in config modules, we're explicitly not changing the setting text because it's the same exact thing as the channel ID, so we're just using it from up here. But it does have this function, so I don't know. The U sticker, exactly. If only I had access to one of those U. Oh shit, there it is. Let me make sure there's nothing. Yeah, you know. You. You know, I totally get you. That's what I was doing to the screen. Don't worry about it. It has the get setting text, but it doesn't set it. I don't know what happened to the functions. Where the fuck did they go? Why'd they run off? And the thing that sucks is I don't know if it's a matter of it being a get option button equals function thing. I assume it's not that. But I don't know how these got lost. I don't know where these are. Where did they go? I don't know. We don't have a delete database key or a get value anymore. But everything else is correct. Why would they go missing? I know. Why would they go missing? So in the deep copy, in the deep clone, I mean, we literally commented out everything and it just started working. I don't even know how. I don't even know how. I'll be honest. I'll be completely fucking honest. I have no... I'll actually, also, while we're here, so set menu text, right? Set menu text. We might as well double check that what our fix was what worked. I'm gonna set free response. I'm gonna set this set menu text to, well, actually no. I'm gonna set the setting text to this. I'm gonna set it to the arrow function thing. Right. I'll do that. Just to see, I'm curious if the fix that we did is actually a thing. So let's see if this breaks the setting text. Or would we even be able to know? Would I even be able to tell? I don't even know. I have no clue. Let's try it here too. I don't know. I'm just curious. I don't know if this will actually prove anything or anything. Let's just run it. Let's see what happens. You. Don't mind him. Don't mind him. The great thing is, all of the messages thus far have been ephemeral. So if I restart Discord, it will just be this message in this channel. That's the only message that's been sent this entire time. Free response though. And free response channel. So I guess it printed? I couldn't even really tell. Yeah, it's all correct again. I don't even know what the initial issue was. I don't even know what we fixed. What were we doing this entire time? What was the initial issue? I have no clue. Like, if I changed all of these functions things back to... actually, hold on. Let me undo that real quick. If I change these all back to just anonymous arrow functions. Like, would it just work still? Replace all. Save. Node. I don't even know what it was before. Slash config. You. Yeah, it's not correct. What happened here? This dot get value is not a function. Config 102. Or sorry, modules 50. What happened in modules 50? What happened up there? See? It does break it. Isn't that weird? Having an arrow function breaks this. Or at least up here it does. I don't even know why, but it does. So if I undo all of that, let me just replace this one again. It still works, right? We go back to Discord. We do the actual proper config. No, it's just broken. What happened? What happened? Maybe it was broken this entire time. I don't know. Oh, it's a disaster. So we're getting the same error. And the error is... Wait. No, it's a different error. Now it's at 114. What? Oh, God. 114. 114. This dot get value. Get set setting text. That would be this. Why would setting text be erroring now, though? I don't know. I don't understand. Get menu text. Oh, it's because get menu text relies on get setting text. Wait. Wait, so it is the issue. Look, I accidentally didn't replace this one. So now the error has transferred itself down here. What a fucking weird issue. What a goddamn bullshit ass issue there. So if I redo the whole function thing. All right, function. It's all functions, right? What was it? This. And I run it. Let me go back. Watch it not error. I don't understand. It just had to be an unnamed function. Why? Why? So I think my initial hunch was right. I believe the arrow function, for whatever reason, steals the context of this to be the current file. So it has to be a named function to bypass that. Oh my god. Function has its own context. Arrow functions inherit the context of the parent and doesn't have its own this. Yeah. Function has its own context. But then again, it's so confusing because it's extremely confusing. There's so many like nested like this. There's so many thises here. So what must have happened? The arrow function did steal the context of the parent file, and I need to make it just a normal ass function thing, so it doesn't steal this context, but instead takes just this function and just runs it in itself and is just nice and calm. That's what I did not realize initially. That's what the entire issue was based off of. That all of these had to be these sorts of functions instead of arrow functions, because the arrow functions were stealing the this text. Oh, wow. What a small, tiny, little bullshit issue. Anyways, new issues now. So what is the current issue we had again? The current issue is that the functions are missing for whatever reason. So if we again look back at free response channel, it has those 4 functions, but it lost the get database function. Yeah, it lost the get database function and all that sort of stuff. So we need to figure out why these have gone missing. Now, what we could do, we could manually inject them into them for whatever reason, but it shouldn't be necessary. I think first off, let's clear all of our console.logs. Because I think we got an idea. I think I'll keep this one, right? Or will I? Hold on. No, I won't keep this one. I will keep these 2 because this is the one that tells us what the current context is and what the current setting has in its arsenal, which is like the module and whatnot. The settings again, and then the functions that we need to look at. We need to make sure it has the function that it needs. So if we remove console.log from here, I guess these aren't necessary for whatever reason. So deep clone would have just worked, but it's kind of nicer that you could just call .clone on something instead of having to put it in a function. So it's a little nicer. I'll keep it like this. Console.log here. We'll delete that. I'll delete this. Set context. God damn, we went through a lot to fix that singular issue, and it was literally just arrow functions versus named functions. Oh, all right. Anyways, so we have this context that will call when we actually open the setting text, but what I want to check is when these functions get lost. So I want to see, like in set menu text down here. Not that one. Actually, set menu text for channel ID. If we console.log down here, the context, that should hopefully show us whether or not it has the functions when it calls that menu. I am going to guess it doesn't. My hypothesis is that it don't. It don't go down. Let's see. So if you go into here, it should print. It has those 4 functions, but it doesn't have the previous one. So now let's put a print in the actual cloning itself. Double check that the clone has those functions in it. Specifically, console.log clone.settings 0. That'll get the first setting. That'll be the channel ID setting. Let's try that out. So we do /config here. Did it already print? Or is this the initial print? Yeah, it should have already printed. So clone. It cloned these functions, but again, it doesn't actually have the other functions in it. Yeah, so it lost the functions during the deep clone. Okay, so we've pinpointed that issue then. So deep clone, for some reason, is not cloning these functions. Now I'm gonna try something wacky. I'm just gonna see, because again, I'm not entirely super skilled, but these are the only functions that aren't in like the format of function equals this. They are instead this, which might, I think this might actually make it be like a, instead of a parameter, this might make it be just like a local function. And it might just get lost because it isn't a parameter. So I feel like that might be the issue. So let's see if it is. So if I do equal function here, it's part of the class. I assume the way that it is, it should be part of the class. So if I do this, it shouldn't change anything. If it does change stuff, that would be really nice, because that's an easy fix, though. But we'll see. But yeah, that's what I assumed, too. I assumed it should be part of the class when we call it. But that just literally fixed everything. God, JavaScript, I swear to God. That's... Can't assume shit, all right? Can't assume anything with JavaScript. So... this is the second issue that we've had with JavaScript just being very picky on how we fucking name something. So we can't do it in the format of, we can't do it like this. No. We have to do it delete equals function. It's so fucked up. All right, so now that it works, right, it should... Oh man, it's gonna give me a fucking heart attack. Alright, let's set its dev poll commands. Okay, it didn't do it, but it didn't error either. Okay. I think we're making progress here. We're making progress. We're just fighting against JavaScript, but we're making progress. So, let's look back and see. It's so fucking dumb. It's so dumb. It is so bad. It's such a small thing. Like, why is it not part of the class already? Like, you don't have to do that in any other language. Why do you have to do that here? It just don't make sense. All right. Anyways. So. Let me double check. So yeah, it does end up with the stuff because it prints here, but it also ends up printing at the setting thing, and we triggered the setting thing. Because if we scroll up, it'll say this, right? Yeah. So. So. I don't think we need this. And we will... I removed the console print in clone, right? No, I didn't. Let me remove that. So we fix that. And we scroll back up to here. So get setting text. So now we should be able to, because the thing that I was initially trying to do is try to see what the this dot get database value would be. Or is it get database value? Get database key. Again, JavaScript would not know that because it is a big dumb. But we do that. We try running it again, and we'll see what sort of key we get. Because it seems like it's the wrong key because it's not writing over anything here. But that is the correct key. That is definitely the correct key right there. Free response _ channel ID. Classes were, yeah, they were, I know. JavaScript does, because I was looking into all this stuff and it's like, oh, JavaScript classes? Oh, they're just basically objects. That's kind of, they're basically just objects. I mean, they are, but like, they're just a slightly fancied up object, I guess. I don't even know. It could just be a fucking normal ass object and it just worked the same, you know? It makes zero sense. But this is correct. Free response channel ID. I wonder if we actually just try to save the changes. So if I do that and save the changes, it errors. Okay. This will tell us something then. So, string violation cannot be an array or an object. I see. I see. Okay, so that is actually an issue in here. Sorry, here. So, what I believe is happening, type of server data get database key equals object. If it equals object, it will save the array. And that is likely what's happening here. So I need to double check. I need to make sure the database itself has the correct value. So if I refresh this, database, free response channel ID, this should be database structure, servers, here's the entire thing. Free response channel ID is indeed a varchar, so it should be a string. So that is why it's erroring. It's trying to save an array for some reason. So for some reason, it's not going this route, but it's thinking it's an object. Server data settings dot get database key. So let's console.log setting then. Let's see why it might think that. Let me also remove. Well, I guess I don't really need to. Guess I don't really need to remove this. So let's just try that out. Let's see what it thinks the setting is, because it might be that maybe it's like on the wrong setting somehow. I don't think that's the case, but it might be. So let's do /config. I didn't run the bot, my bad. Let's run the bot. Here we go. /config. And then we go to good old free response. And then free response channel. Okay, so we get the print of the settings. The setting is indeed the correct setting. This is the correct value that it should have printed. Well, actually... well, no, this is actually from the print before. Let me actually set it to dev commands. And it should have printed again. I think it printed again, maybe? Did it? Can't tell if it did or not. Let's look for this text. Okay, yeah, it did print again. So it did print the correct setting. Let me just triple check again. Free response to the module, the channel free response is set to, yada yada, that's all correct. Okay. So for some reason, server data being null is an object for some reason. I don't know why it's an object. Why the fuck is it saving an object? Why is this trying to do this? So let's now just print this, I guess. Console.log that, and we'll try changing it again quickly in Discord. /config, response channel, dev poll commands. No, which is the correct value. That's so strange because it is working for literally everything else in Discord wide poll. If I go to roll ping, assuming nothing broke, dev, like if I want to ping myself, that works. Like, I don't know why it's broken for free response in particular, but let's look into it a little bit more. So server data.setting.get database key. This is the correct value. It is null. So if the type of server data is an object, it should save the values. And that's the error that's happening, right? Actually, did it even error that time? Wait, did it error? Wait, hold on. I don't even know if it errored or not. I actually don't remember. Hold on. If I go back, I don't think it errored, or maybe it did. Okay, it didn't error, but that's because I didn't try to save it. Okay, cool. Discord poll _ role ID cannot be an array or an object. Free response channel ID cannot be an array or an object. I see. So it's thinking all of the things are objects for some reason. And that should be a pretty simple thing, because it's printing the value and it's an array. But what we want... I think it's this this is just a logical thing on my end. So I'm checking what server data is now. So server data, if it's an object, probably just need a empty like array, yeah, sort of something, sort of somewhere. Because the idea behind this is that it's just gonna check is server data an object already. If it is, keep it an object, because then it's a result style. Because result styles, you could have 2 of them, and that's in an array. However, this is just null, right? Well, now it's this. Now that's just illegal. That's not allowed. But it should have gone through the process of checking, okay, null. What type of null equals object? No, it doesn't. Otherwise, all right, let me just pick the first object out of it. And then it should have just kept that, because that's what should have saved. But it instead went route 1 instead of route 2. Get a little switcheroo there. So all this is correct. I'm gonna remove the this thing, because that has a lot of text that just gets pushed. And I will, I'm assuming it's going through 1 for some reason. So let's just print the value, and let's print type of. Is null an object? Maybe null is an object. Wait, hold on. Oh shit, maybe it is. Is null an object in JavaScript? Hold on. Looking it up. Is null object in JavaScript? The data type of null is an object. Son of a I knew it. Data type of null is an object. All right. So, what we need to do then is we need to check if it's null. So, if I wish there was an easy way to do this. I want to get the value, but then I also have to set the value, so I can't really just like set a variable. Guess I could get the setting value. Let current value equal this. So, if the current value equals an object, and current value is not null, current value exists, it's not equal null. I think that should be in. And we remove all that. Boom, bang, pow. Let's try that. Of course null is an object. Of course it is. I thought maybe null would be an undefined, but nah. I mean, that'd probably break things a lot more, but anyways. Free response. Give me that. Give me that working free response. Damn, really? It went through route 2, which is correct. It is indeed correct. But, save changes. Does an error. If we actually check the database, free response channel ID has been set. So it is working now. It is actually saving the value. It's just not displaying the value correctly. And the reason why that might be is because of context. Oh, I hope not. But let's take a look at it. So we got the saving to work. That's all good. Server data is changing. However, the menu text is not changing. Why might that be? So menu text is free response, or wait, this is correct, right? Yeah, free responses are this dot get value. So it gets the value. Is get value still in the incorrect context somehow? If it was in the incorrect context, it would be getting the channel from the Discord polls. So that shouldn't be the issue. It should. I mean, this is guaranteed to be null. This is going to be returning null if it's disabled. So I guess let's just try the setting text again. So poll channel. So again, this is the shared function between these two, except they're independent. So they have their own context, hopefully. So if I do console.log this.getValue here, and I go through and I run the bot again, we go through. If I, oh, wait, what? Oh, it's because I saved it. Okay, yeah, so it worked after saving it and going through. I wonder, yeah, it actually is all showing up. That's cool. That's the first time I actually gotten to see that. But no, we don't actually want that. We are going to update the database real quick, because we need to test it at null. So let's set the value to null. Write changes. And should just be able to rerun the thing. So if we go to Discord, I have to find it in all my tabs. Exit. Let's run config again. It should now be disabled. Okay. So I wanted to see, if we go over here, go into setting text, we do indeed get the correct channel. But if we go back here, free response, we do indeed get null. And a non-number is a number. And everything's an object. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's pretty bad. I wanted to get into TypeScript so badly, but I don't know how feasible it is mid-project, you know? So I'll still try to wait for a rewrite for Discord.js updates, but this is correct. It is null. But if I change it to dev poll commands, it still says disabled. And it still says null. But TypeScript's pretty easy to start. All valid JavaScript is valid TypeScript. Yeah. Except TypeScript will just yell at me a lot. It'll bully me like a lot. Because you'd have to do it without a linter on, and then you kind of remove the point of having TypeScript if you don't have the linter. Or maybe you do have the linter, but even then, like, even for the website I've been running, it doesn't even let me run the code if it has an error. I mean, I'm sure that's just a setting, but it really doesn't want me to run the code. It's like, yo, can't do that. But yeah, it probably would be not too bad. I was thinking of trying to do that, but I'm not. I'd still have to figure out how to actually get TypeScript running and compiling on dev runtime and all that stuff, and having it only in part of this stuff. It's all that's convoluted stuff, but it seems as if server data has not been updated on the module side. And I know exactly why. I know exactly why. So, we're supposed to have interaction module and server data, but this is lo-fi? There's a lot of strange songs that just aren't lo-fi that somehow made its way into my lo-fi playlist. I don't know. But we deep cloned module, server data, and interaction when we shouldn't have. So we actually need, in our deep clone, to undeep clone it. Or there might actually be a setting to, like, ignore certain parameters. Because these are the ones that will actually be references. Module will be a reference. Server data and interaction will all be references. Right now, we're cloning them. So what happened is server data, the free response section, has its own independent copy of server data, which is not good. So, firstly, let's see if deep clone actually has like a, I don't know, a thing that I could tell to not clone a certain parameter. I don't know if I could do that. I don't think so. Depth to which object is to be cloned, sets the prototype, sets the true, if non-enumerable properties. So I don't think that'll work. So what instead we'll have to do, we'll just have to do clone dot set. Or I guess this is gonna be like the first actual thing. Clone dot server data equals server data, or this dot server data. So we're gonna keep the response there. I don't want to have to do this though, because it's cloning, it's deep cloning this server data and interaction and module for no fucking reason. But look, I don't know anymore. This is all just to not repeat some code, by the way. This is all this has been. But server data and its interaction. I don't think module needs to be in here, actually. So server data and interaction. Those will be references. Everything else will not. So that should hopefully... You see, it did hour 8. That should hopefully fix the stuff here. So let's see. Let's run it. Discord. Config. Boom. Here's hoping. Actually, okay, now might be the time to like. Come on. Come on. No. No. I don't have like good tension music. This works, but I don't have good tension. I need a tension playlist, honestly. Let's see if this works. Please. Oh, it didn't work. It did not work. Or at least the menu text did not. Interesting. And it's still printed null. If we go back into it, okay, still incorrect. Okay, all right, darn. I thought that was gonna be the moment. It was not the moment. So we're still gonna try to fix that. Visual Studio, come on. So why does this not work? So the idea of clone is that when we're calling it, it's still in the Discord wide pull module context. And the Discord wide poll module does properly have the server data and everything in it. It's passed in literally right here. So interaction server data, it's literally passed in as references. So cloning needs to pass in those references again. However, this doesn't seem to have overwritten the improper clone of the data. And I'm not too sure why. So, oh, it's because, okay, I know why. Because the settings still have the same values as well. So both the module builder and the settings need to have these references. Otherwise, they are a big fucky wucky. So for clone.settings, well, for let setting of clone.settings, we're going to have to do setting.serverdata and that stuff. And then that should fix that issue. I don't like this approach, though, because if I ever change something, like, this will horribly break. Like, if I ever change server data interaction for whatever reason, I'd have to change it here as well, and it's kind of a pain, but I don't know if there's a better way to do that. Interaction equals this dot interaction. So all the settings will have the correct interaction and server data. The module itself will also have that. So we run it again. We run it again. Do I really not have... I gotta have something, right? Let me... Pairing? Nah. Nah, that's like totally... Here we go. Alright. This is actually pretty decent. So, when we... I think this is old. I think I need to recall it. Right? Or did I just... No, I need to recall it. Alright. So, we go into free response. We change the value to dev pull commands. And we got it working. We save it. It doesn't error. We go to Visual Studio to double confirm that what we're seeing is true. Free response channel ID has been set. Okay, so let's move back in. So we're moving in, guys. So if we go to send time and we change this, now hear me out. 3 hours. It changed. Okay. We go back. Still says 3 hours. Okay. Save changes. Go back to Visual Studio. Refresh. Free response. Offset is 3. That is beautiful. That is exactly what we've been working for this entire goddamn time. Oh my gosh. Cool. So we did that. It only took 2 hours, 48 minutes, and 30 seconds. Nice. I'm glad I have the music on standby. That made that moment quite a bit better. So now we just finish up. I think I'll just finish up the free response actual stuff, and we'll call it a day there. So I was actually not anticipating it just straight up working. I guess I coded it correctly, because I actually haven't been able to test this. But effectively, what we're doing is we are just taking the old settings and we're just overriding the certain values from them. The select menu we also have to fix. Let's look into that. Let's look into the select menu. Don't want to, but we gotta. So the select menu is an easy fix, but the issue is that I want to automatically set the custom ID. I don't want to have to set that in every single select menu. So that's why it's part of set select menu instead of the function itself. So the way it's working right now is the this dot get select menu equals new function. So I could instead, I guess, I don't know, I guess I'll just try another unnamed function. Sure. I'll return new function dot set custom ID, or paste. Can't paste, I didn't copy it. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know, man. Don't judge me. And that will be basically sort of the exact same, maybe, kind of, possibly. So then, now we could go through. I know, the judgment. Now we go through and we replace any select menus. So select menu, let's just look it up so we can find it easily. Do that. Do that. Do that. We do that. Let's do this a couple more times. And that is it. Okay. All right. So let's see if that works. Because it might just straight up work. I don't know. So let's do size config. That is a correct value. Free response channel. It does not work. Setting is not defined. Or, God damn it! I forgot to change the setting to this again. Oh God! All right. Setting this. Let me start from the top. Right from the top. All right. Like this. All right. Place that. Oh, this is tedious. But it's worth it. It's worth it. Trust me. Place that. Okay, I'm just double making sure. Boom, boom, boom. That makes it nice and tidy as well. And we keep going through. Just get all the setting dots out of here. I mean, it should actually just all be setting dots, right? So I could just replace all setting dots. I think so, yeah. So that seems to be the case. So it should just be these 5. Right. Right. Let me just double check. Select menu. Yeah, this one doesn't even use this. All right. Seems right. Seems about okay. We go back. Config. Response. Channel. Damn it. That took a while to error. Cannot read properties of undefined reading guild. Oh, it's because it was an API call. It was an API call, and that's why it took a little minute. Config modules 39. 39. That is when it tries to get the current channel from this .interaction.guild. So this .interaction doesn't have a guild? Or wait, no, this .interaction doesn't exist? That ain't good. Ain't a good sign. But cannot read properties of undefined reading guild. So let's just console.log this again. Let's check the context. Let's see. Do a little inspection here. Make sure nothing's funky. Free response. All right. What the fuck? What the hell? What the fuck is this thing? Object global. I guess that's from me setting the function weirdly in here. Guess. All right. Interesting. Maybe this will just work. Maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe this will just be fine. Maybe. Because then again, maybe this isn't the issue here, but it was just the fact that it was arrow function in the config modules and that overrode it there. But an arrow function here, maybe that's not an issue. That shouldn't be an issue, actually, because it should be the config setting builder. So maybe I just went around the issue. I just should have just uncommented that out. Hopefully, it should just work. Should just work. Let's take a look-see again. Response channel. No, it's still... I know, it would be nice. It's still just a random-ass object. What is this thing? What is this global object? Who is this? Reading guild. Huh. Uh-huh. Global object, eh? So, okay, let's just aim for a different error now. So, let's just check that the context works. It should. So if we do get select menu equals new function, that should just be fine. That should be the working thing. So if we now do it now, that should work. We should just get an error about how... Oh, that's the wrong thing. We should just get an error on how it doesn't have a custom ID. Yes. Okay. That is, I think, exactly what happened. It expected a string primitive. It received undefined. That's because we did not set a custom ID for the thing. I wish these errors are so fucking difficult to find. I'm like, oh God, what did I not set? Just in this case, we just happen to know we just removed the set custom ID value. So that's good. But now, how do we set that custom ID no matter what? Because it isn't so this is one of the things where it isn't the worst thing in the world to have to do it in the function. But again, this will be the same thing for every single function. So every single setting would have this line in it. So there would be like 15 extra lines just to have this copy pasted. And if I ever wanted to change this, then I have to change it 15 different places. So new function is just straight up a function. Is there a way that I could edit the function to throw this in here? I mean, that's what we were trying to do. That's what we were trying to do with these two. We tried to make our own function where it just took that function and then set the custom ID off of it, because it returns the select menu. Yeah, if we made the function itself. So you could always edit the node modules. Yeah, we could. We most certainly could. We don't want to. We want goddamn no repetition. I mean, you look up here and it's literally repetition, but everywhere else, no repetition. It is weird how it doesn't work, though. Maybe I need to bind context here. I feel like the arrow function would be fine here. I think. Maybe not. Maybe it won't be. A programming paradigm called RYS, repeat yourself sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. True. Because I took an object-oriented class, and goddamn, there's some things that are like, why the hell would we do this? Like, I get it. We gotta be solid and fucking whatever the other thing is. Solid and dry. Oh, it's dry, yeah. Solid and dry, but yeah. How's the rice? that is pretty good though. I wish. I mean, in the real world, you probably would a little bit, but on class. So this function, again, effectively, what we want to do, we want to just be able to do that. We want to return new function dot set custom ID. However, it don't want to do that. But it gets so complex once you start nesting functions if they're so bad. Like, I don't know what the context is in this function anymore. I have zero clue. None. Nada. And we did try this. This does not work. Because of... Let me just double check the error again. So, the error in this case was free response. There is it cannot repeat properties if undefined, because this is a random ass object. Okay. So, random ass object. I want it to be the new function still. So if I did dot bind here, no, I don't think I could do it directly to a thing here, but if I did like dot bind to the function, that'd be no, that can't possibly be it. Let me just double check again. This also doesn't work. If you wanted to do that, you just replace the function with yeah. I just wanted to check this again, because this also doesn't work for the same exact reason, though, I believe. Yeah, same exact reason. So whenever it's overwritten with our own custom nested function, it doesn't like us. Because, yeah, I'd have to do bind here. Yeah. So if I did bind this, then maybe? What's on line 40? So config modules, line 40. That is just the thing right here. That's just us checking the guild. So we want to get this dot interaction, which the setting does have, but this is just a random ass object right now. So that's why we printed it before then. Well, quote unquote random ass object. It's probably a very specific object that probably has our function in it in some way, shape, or form. Or maybe it's just the global fucking namespace somehow. I don't know. But maybe the binding will just straight up work. Hopefully. I'm hoping and praying. I'm praying. Damn. Same error. Same exact error. Weird. Because this does fucking... This looks like the global namespace. Set interval, like... This is the node namespace, I swear. Go back to config modules? Yeah. So this is the set select menu. It gets copied, and we don't overwrite it. Do we? Actually, hold on. Let me double check again. We don't. Okay. Yeah, we don't overwrite the select menu. So it should have basically the same exact copy. Change the function there to that again? Really? You think so? Alright. Take a word for it. I don't know how that worked though, but I'll see. I'll see. Pre-response chain. Yeah, now it's the config modules thing. So now the context is this actual file. So it did overwrite the context in this case. And we just need the setting context. Don't know why it does not want to bind into it. Why won't it just bind? Please bind this. I literally bind this. Why? New function, maybe, okay. New function dot bind this. Maybe I do it beforehand. What this are we trying to bind? So we're trying to bind the setting builder to, well, I mean, it's its own function. So we're getting select menu. That's what the function literally is housed in. We're trying to make sure it calls itself, or it has its own context when it's being called. And it does when it's a normal function, but we want to keep that context whilst we do set custom ID. Did it censor it for some reason? New function still has its own context for this. Yeah. So that's why I'm thinking maybe I have to bind this to this again. Just bind this to everything. Like, fucking, I don't care. Just bind this, bind that, bind everything. And then maybe it'll work. We'll see. I mean, it might work now. I hope. Damn. It's still the global namespace. Fuck. The bind calls create new functions. If you don't store them, then they get lost. Still the global namespace. God damn. So, you're saying the bind calls create new functions. If you don't store them, they get lost, as in they don't modify the existing function. Yeah. They shouldn't modify the existing function. So they should be treated as variables. Oh, I see what you mean. It returns the new. Okay, so you're saying like a new function equals yeah. New function. I mean, it would just be context function, but it's kind of funny. I kind of like new. The new function. then the new function gets the new. All right, let's see. Let's check that. Slash config. Oh man. Holy. Does it work? Hold on. It doesn't error. It doesn't error. It doesn't error, but it doesn't update the text down here correctly. So it is null. It doesn't not work. It just doesn't not work. Dev full command. So let's take a look at what the actual function is. That's a lot closer. That's much closer than where we were. So the new. I love that name. I might just keep that name because it's funny. So the new function, effectively, so the select menu is just taking the current channel in this .get value, and it's setting the placeholder. It's returning a new select menu builder with the placeholder either If the current channel exists, they'll return that name, otherwise disabled. So it returned, it did print this. What is this? Let's take a look-see. So server data. Server data, server channel ID is indeed null. And then if we scroll up here, server channel ID, or yeah, free response channel ID is the value. So this is after, or this is before we changed it. This is after we changed it down here. So it's just not updating here. Why? Set placeholder, current channel. Console.log this dot get value. So what is this dot get value then? It might be outdated somehow. Let's print that instead of the entire thing. And we go back. And we try again. Free response. Okay, that is correct because we didn't save it. And then we disable it, and we go back. It's printing in 2 spots. It's making it confusing, but it did print itself again. So I think the server data is either still somehow independent or something's going on with the server data. I don't know where. So again, let's check for console logs. So I see. It's console logging the select menu and the setting text. So setting text said it was disabled. Wait, so yeah, that's interesting. So the setting text, this dot get value, is null, which is correct, but the select menu, this dot get value, is incorrect. So it didn't change here. So something happened. There's a discrepancy here. These are both called at the same exact time, except this one is returning a different value, which entails that the context is not entirely correct. But it is strange because it did look correct. This context seemed fine. So let's just remove this. Well, let's save that. Let's just comment it out just because this is the area that we know does work. Let me just quickly take a peek back at here just to make sure I'm not like doing something dumb. I wonder if this is necessary. I mean, this wouldn't be necessary if I do this, right? Assume. Let's see. we'll see. And then let's save again. So if we try it again, as per usual, /config, will it error? Because it might error because I changed that. It doesn't. Okay, so we don't need that bind anymore. That's good. That's nice. That's nice. Disable. Disabled. Go back in. Select menu. Still not cooperating. Still don't like us. Damn. This is mighty unfortunate. I feel like that bird right now. I'm getting tired. I did only plan for this to be a 2-hour stream, but I'm on a roll. I want to get this done. Console.log this dot get value. And what was the value again? Yeah, it's the outdated value. So the select menu is an outdated Server data for some reason. Oh, wait. Wait, no. Well, no, that one makes... So, the only thing I could think of why it might be doing that is when we bind it, it like takes a snapshot of what the server data was for that specific context. You know? So maybe I would have to... That is what happens? Why the fuck would it do that? Why wouldn't it just keep the references? All right. All right. So then we have to do it in here, in the actual function that's called. That's fine. So new function dot bind this. We no longer have new function. It's extremely sad. Well, actually, not necessarily. Yeah, we still need new function. New function. Because I need to call it. Equals new function.bind. That seems really weird. It seems weird that the bind would not just pass in the references and just keep those references. But I'll fuck around and I'll find out. We'll try it. I shall fucketh around and findeth out. Response. Response channel. Disable. Response. Still wrong. Not entirely sure whether bind keeps references. Yeah, it shouldn't. Because objects are always references. Unless they're explicitly copied. So that didn't fix the issue. So I'm going to keep it like that. I'm going to keep it like how it was. Because nothing really changed. Yeah, they're always references. Until they're not references. New function. Bind this. Weird. Very, very weird. So if I console.log this.serverdata. Free response channel ID. That's the value we're looking at. I shall put a little bit of text so it's not confusing. I'll put get select space. See that? And then I will also print it in here, I guess. This dot get value. Maybe I'll just hard code the value in just for now. See if maybe that's somehow why it's broken. And then I don't know, actual select. I'll just put there. Yeah, it does update. It should. It wouldn't make sense if it didn't. But then again, it's JavaScript. But let's see. Config. Free response. Channel. Okay, so both of them return the same thing. Yes. I disable it. Now I go back. Interesting. Okay, so that tells us that it does have the correct context, but .getValue is not grabbing the correct value. It's either grabbing an outdated value or fucking, I don't even know, man. I don't even know. This .getValue. Server data has updated in the actual thing. So this .getValue. So getValue relies on the actual getDatabase key. So let's try getDatabase key as well. And then we'll also print out the getValue. And we'll see what those are. Might be running into discord.js jank. Server data is completely independent of like everything. Server data is my own data structure. It's not part of discord.js, so it's our own jank. The select menu themselves, I am making entirely sure that I'm remaking the select menu every time, and it has worked because we have checked before in the hours. I believe the hours thing was changing down here, so it does for sure work. Yeah, if it was a library issue, I'd be so fucking sad, but luckily it's not. So we're gonna print out what it thinks should be the database key and see what's trying to grab. So this is that is very much incorrect. That's a Discord poll _ channel ID. But anyways, disable, go back. No, okay, I see. Interesting. Why does it think it's Discord poll? Because that's a module thing, and that's a reference thing, and the reference thing is the context thing, the context thing is the this thing, and this thing is that thing. Oh. So that told us a lot, though. It's all this and that. It's a bunch of nonsense. So the module is incorrect here for some reason. So what's the module? Just give me a module. Just print out this entire module. I don't care. Give me the module. And let's see what it is. Because good lordy. How are we still having issues with module context? God damn, I thought we fixed that ages ago. Oh, it won't actually print because I have a string next to it. Hold on. Let me rerun that real quick. Config. All right, response channel. What is this? Discord wide poll. That's a mod. That's a reference thing. I don't know why it's like that. So everything on its end is fine, but the module and interaction seem to be incorrect, and we set those here. They should be correct. Or wait. No, I didn't set the module. Wait. Maybe I do need to set the module. Alright, I'll set the module. Module equals this. I guess. Sure. I hope. I could just hope. So, let's try it. It's all just guessing, checking. Free response. Which one's this? Discord wide poll. Oh, I don't get it. This is good night to one and all. I hope you have a good rest of your night. I appreciate you for stopping by and sitting through this with us. Oh man, I am gonna have a good night's sleep after this. Oh my lordy. Why is module not? Why is module still incorrect? Right? Where even is module? Yeah, the channel where Discord wide pulls. Yeah, that's a completely wrong module. Man. Why does it have to be like this? So, I don't even know where the module is. Where even is the module that we're looking at? Did I pass it? I think it's at the bottom, actually. Maybe? Is there even a module? Just settings. Settings. Server data. Where does the module start? Wait. Oh, wait. Okay. No, this is the mod. I'm dumb because we're printing out the module. We're console.logging the module itself. The module is most certainly incorrect. So, why is it incorrect? Why is it incorrect? So, setting builder. Going back to here. Setting builder. The new function. I think it's completely the right context. I'm pretty damn sure it's the correct context. It just has a different. It just has an incorrect value because if I just double check console.log the this.module.name, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get the same thing. We're gonna get that name. Godforsaken name. Let's try it. /config. Response. Okay, Discord wide pull. So that is a for sure. The module has it. It's not a context thing, or at least it's not like a specific select menu context thing. It's just in general. The module is just incorrect. So, how do we counteract that? So we're trying to do setting.module equals this. Oh, wait a second. Well, actually, no, that would work because its objects are a reference. I was about to say, am I even setting anything here? Because we're getting a separate variable. But this should be an object, so this should update. Let me just doobly check. Console.log clone.module.name. That'll run right when we do /config. Just make sure. Cannot read properties undefined rename. I never set it in. Wait. Oh, it's because. Okay, hold on. I need to do a setting. It's because the settings. Only the settings have modules. Clone.settings. Just take the first setting. .module.name. And it should be console.log. Ah, but then again, I keep forgetting we can't do that here because it won't actually be changed yet. Because none of the values have changed because this is just the cloning thing and no names have changed. So this actually doesn't tell us anything. I keep forgetting that. I keep trying to debug it in here, but it's like, well, it's the same exact thing still. Setting.server data. This. I mean, it seems like it would be correct. Server data is definitely correct. It has updated. And server data updates all the way up in config. All the way up here where it doesn't even touch like the module builders. So we know the context is fine, or at least the server data is being passed in correctly. It's just for some reason the module isn't being passed in correctly. Which is strange, because we passed this incorrectly. It's such a weird thing. Module builder, this.server data, this.interaction. Oh wait, I'm dumb. I am dumb. That should be the clone. That should be the clone. Is that the fix? Is that the fix? It's always the tiniest issue. All right. Yeah, I was passing in the previous thing, which I literally called myself out on that like 2 hours ago, but we did it again. Let's try it. So it's still Discord wide poll though. So that wasn't it. I don't get it. That wasn't even it. Run it. It still thinks it's Discord wide poll. Wait a second. But now there's the discrepancy. What the okay. Now let's step back a bit. So let's just take a look again. So now get select is correct, but actual select is not correct. Which I think is how we actually started, but regardless. So get select is correct. And that happens here. This .module.name is incorrect. Wait, but that we already knew that though, because this is just based on the actual server data values and not the actual, not the actual other values, I guess. The get value. That's what I mean. So I need to call get value here, which I would assume would probably return the same thing. Which is very unfortunate. Let's try running that. Discord /config. Response. Boom. Okay. Disable. Boom. Boom. They're the same. Okay. So they're both incorrect. All right. Well, don't know if I have any. I don't know if I have any immediate fix I could think of. I don't know if I have the will to go into context again. So what I might do, I'll probably I'll just do a little bug. This dot get value is incorrect, but this dot server data server data. Actually, more specifically, this dot module is incorrect. Which changes database key. There you go. And now we ship it to production and it'll be fine. No. I'm gonna leave that for future me. I am a wee bit too tired. Yeah, off to the QA, see if they catch it. And if they don't, and it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this to do maybe tomorrow or whatever. I work all weekend, but we'll see. And I also typically don't do coding streams, so I feel it feels kind of weird to do this. And then the next coding stream will probably be completely different. Like, you'll never see this issue ever again, because I'll probably fix it offline. I don't think I'm gonna stream this issue again. You know, it feels kind of weird. That's why I try to do like the Minecraft stuff, like always on stream. I don't want to do stuff offline and then come back on. But for coding, like, while it feels weird that I code just a little bit, but you don't really get to follow it too much. I mean, you can on stucadia.dev/hub for the Discord. But yeah, Minecraft's definitely not palatable for most viewers. What you mean? Yeah, but with coding, yeah, it won't. You'll never see this issue again. Next time you see this, yeah, not palatable. You won't have to worry about it. This issue will be completely fixed. It will be beautiful. I'll probably mention it in the dev updates I have in the Discord. I'll probably be like, yo, I fixed that one issue that I mentioned on stream, by the way, just so you know. But yeah, that was this stream. Wanted to get a little stream in because I won't be able to this weekend, but we got that going for us. So we got a decent bit of work done. We got repetition working. Oh, let's get some more jam music. No, not that one. That one works. All right, but I hope you have a good rest of your day, night, evening, afternoon, or morning. I will be going now. I'm glad you stared at this great wall of text with me, in fairness in particular. But yeah, that's coding streams for you. It's mostly the I know my eyes burn too. It's awful. I'm getting a headache. I feel bad. But we did get quite a bit done. I love doing this stuff, you know? That's what the dev updates are for. So, you know, you sometimes get a little taste of it in streams, maybe. But I do hope you have a great rest of your night. Sukadia.dev/F for the Discord. But yeah, I'll be getting off now. And Sukadia.dev/hub, or sorry, not /hub, /EV for the actual bot that we're coding. The working bot, not the one with the bug in it. just to clarify, it's not this bot. It's the working one, the production one. But anyways, I appreciate it. You have a good one. If I was able to dance, I would be doing it. I'll just visualize me dancing, all right? Dancing, all right. I mean, I always kind of do that. Yeah, there we go. Ooh. Let's get Suka Jam. There we go. There's my dance. All right. You have a good one. I appreciate it. Sorry, just had to get that in. All right.